So okay folks, we're going to do this last little video. Okay, we're still in the same spot. You can still see all of the pig diggings. Alright, they've rooted around a hell of a lot of it. They carry on about ecosystems, yeah? So in a minute I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to let the background noise do the talking for you. But just while I've got the sunlight there, I don't know if you can see it. You might not because of a bit of glare. We've got stream of spider webs all through the top of these reeds. Okay, I'll see if I can get an angle where the sun's a little bit further behind me, but you can see them all. Try and get around a little bit for you. Okay, these ecosystems are doing really well. There's insects everywhere through the air. The top of these reeds here have all got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of spider web filaments coming off them. In fact, what I'll do is I'll come in here, I'll see if I can get nice and close for you on these ones. Oh, I'm actually walking through the filament spider webs I'm talking about now. Right, we'll come over nice and close. Can you see them all there? Right, there are hundreds upon thousands of them all the way through these reeds. Alright, we've got insects everywhere. They're all those funny little white dots that are buzzing through your screens. But now I'm going to shut up. I want you to hear all the frog noise that's going on in here. Right, so obviously over here, where the reeds are, there's a bit more moisture. In fact, you can feel it squishing under your feet. But did you hear all that magnificent frog song, bird song? Alright, there's little birds everywhere over there on those reeds, just at the edge there, flying up and down into this tree, catching all of those little insects, which are also getting caught in all of those streamer webs that are floating around in the air. So all around me at the moment I've got nothing but bird song, frog song. It's absolutely magical to be out here. Now, even though over there is all your pig rippings, and even though down here we've got Barmah, listen to that ecosystem, okay? There's insects, they're feeding spiders, they're feeding frogs. Frogs feed snakes. Okay, snakes feed eagles and birds. Alright, there's nothing wrong with this ecosystem. We've got Moira grass growing. We've got plenty of other vegetation growing. We've got Barmah regenerating. Okay, nature is looking after nature. Nature finds its balance. Nature doesn't breed if nature can't feed, okay? It's a deep-rooted scientific principle. The only people that continue to breed beyond their capacity to feed themselves are human beings. It's why we keep encroaching on nature. It's why we keep tearing down more trees, so we've got room to build more houses and more farms to produce more food, to feed the only single species on Earth that breeds beyond its capacity to feed. Now, some would argue that we don't. Some would argue that we increase our capacity to feed. We increase our capacity to feed by destroying all of this to build more farmland to produce more food. Okay? And then we're hypocritical enough to turn around and find an ecosystem like this that is balanced and come in here and try to mess with it and meddle with it. It finds its own balance, people. If there's no food here for the frogs, they don't grow. You can hear them. If there's no food for the spiders, they don't breed. You've seen their webs. If there's no feed for horses, they don't produce foals, because doing that would be stupid. It would sort of kill their parents. Because, you know, if we create our own competition for the available food, then we're going to get sick and suffer ourselves. Why does man want to increasingly come in and interfere in something that's not bloody broken? Even the pig damage over there, it's turning over grasses and soils. Yes, it looks unsightly. No, they're not native. But that grass then decomposes, breaks down into the soil, the rhizomes that are a key component of Moira grass, rebury, and it regenerates, but it returns organic matter. That's what this shit here is, people. It's organic matter. It puts it back into the soil. It helps soil health. It helps microbial and protozoan soil that live in the soils to stay healthy. This is an ecosystem that keeps itself in balance and in check. It's what nature does. It's what nature always has done. You've seen it. You've heard it. Videos don't lie, people. Okay? There is absolutely nothing wrong with out here. Now over inside all that bush, there's lots wrong, and there's lots wrong because of all the unseasonal flooding, the density of the canopy. There's no growth like this in there because the sunlight doesn't reach the ground. There's an overabundance of deadfall on the ground and leaf litter on the ground, and that's a whole different kettle of fish. But that's not the Brumbies' fault. Again, that's mankind's fault. So anyway, going to leave you with this one now to think about, and we'll keep on tracking, see what else we can come up with. Nature's ploughs, people. It's unsightly. They're not native. They turn over great clumps of soil. But again, look at the colour of the soil. Right? It's dark. It's rich. It's full of organics. Okay? The soil is healthy. The grasses will regenerate. You can see there the green shoots coming up in the middle of it. So whilst it doesn't look great at the moment, and it's definitely evidence that it's not the Brums doing the supposed damage, again, this is how nature works. These are nature's ploughs. It's unsightly, it's a huge area, it's far more damaging, if we want to call it that, than anything the Brums do. But it balances itself and sorts itself, and it's been going on for that long now that if it didn't, we wouldn't have any of that stuff over there left. So again, all that mankind's got to do is pull up his science, get rid of this peer review system, because all that is a mate turning around saying that another mate's science is good so as they can get their grants and whatnot. It doesn't actually prove that the science is correct. It doesn't prove that what they found is true. It's just a way of a mate saying that in his opinion, another mate's opinion is sound. Well, we all have mates, we all talk at the pub, they all spin some bullshit. We've got to decipher what we want to believe and what we don't want to believe, okay? And believe it or not, every opinion that we place on Facebook is peer reviewed. It's peer reviewed by hundreds of thousands of people that might see it, might read it, might think about it on Facebook. That's all peer review is, people. Okay, it doesn't make their findings truthful. All it means is that their mates think a similar way. So anyway, it's there for you to see. I'll leave you to work it out. Cheers.